International Space Station Spacewalk, July 1, 2020 NASA. Poco M2 Pro arriving on July 7 with quad cameras, GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. Paleontology, Sci-News.com. Paleontology, Sci-News.com. SpaceX launches next-generation GPS satellite from Florida, Space Daily. Exclusive OnePlus Nord details, TechRadar. The wall running shown in Cyberpunk 2077's first gameplay won't be in the final game, VG247. Looking at red LED light helps to improve eyesight for elderly, LED inside. A massive star just vanished without a trace and astronomers don't know why, CNET. Apple is pushing suppliers to cut production delays for its 5G iPhone range, Nikkei reports, CNBC. SpaceX just launched a Space Force satellite with brand new Falcon 9 booster.